Underdog Daily with Match Bros, Jon and Nez hanging out. Platform of the people, Underdog Fantasy behind, not behind the paywall today. This is for everyone, not just for the Membies today, Nez. Getting excited there, but hey, we got so many Membies. We got to celebrate them every day.
We do. It's basically members only because if you're in here and you're not a member, I don't know how. So,
That's a good
you
point.
know,
Uh,
everybody that watches this is damn near a YouTube member.
Yeah, so true, so true. Interesting night last night in the hoop street there.
You think? Jesus
Dude,
Christ!
I think we had a really good show yesterday. And we talked about some really good
It was
plays.
a great show. It was a great show yesterday.
And nothing fucking mattered other than Alex Sarr. And we talked about the Alex Sarr thesis of like, yo, Alex Sarr is going to get 2 quick ones. Alex Sarr is going to put it on his hip against Embiid, and he's going to be out of the ball game in the first rotation. And instead, they just left him in, and he didn't collect another foul until like the last possession of regulation or something. So it was like, it was just a weird run out on the day, and he really smashed the slate.
Yeah, no, it was a weird one. Sorry, I got people in my house. So if my dog barks and I'm late on the mute, I apologize. But here's your warning: if you're a headphones user, this dog might explode at any moment. However,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I was certainly light on Sarr. I liked Sarr the night before. I was like, oh yeah, like this game, fast pace. Sarr is like their primary big man. Like, let's go. And then, I always do, look at some props, and I'm like, damn, doesn't look as good as I thought. Meanwhile, like nobody was like that much better. I was like, can't draft Sarr, so I pulled him back and chilled. But I got all my buzzer beaters in before I got psyoped. So okay. I had a buzzer beater team that kind of took me to minus 50% ROI on the night, which honestly feels like is like the best performing user hanging out with us right now. So y'all can quit talking shit because I think I did better than all you guys thanks to my 7th place buzzer beater team. Thank you very much. But yeah, dude, what a strange night. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. You're going to have nights like that. And if you're, I mean, I think most people are like turning the page, but if you're somebody watching this and you're like really kind of down and you feel like you don't know anything, I don't think you should be trying to win those nights. You shouldn't be playing for those type of nights, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, you and I have been talking about a plan that we have behind closed doors here that we're going to go through and talk through a bunch of these slates based on like the results and based on our takes and that sort of thing. And I think what we're going to kind of like encapsulate as a concept from doing like a 1 week segment of that in like a 20-minute video is going to be exactly what you're saying, Nez, is like the range of emotions, the ebbs and flows. There's certain nights that you can just nod wave and be like, yeah, that was never going to be me. And that should be our takeaway. And that's why NBA is a bigger bankroll game than some of the other ones on our site. Like, because you have to be able to just sustain, last night, like all the models in the world loved Bam and Hartenstein. We thought they were in good spots. Never Bam, never Hartenstein, evergreen. But what's the big takeaway from last night? I don't know. We just turn the page and move on, right?
Yeah, you kind of have to, I think. I mean, yeah, you kind of have to. Maybe it's just a risk tolerance lesson where like you can never be too confident if you're somebody that has to kind of like have that, if that is like what you want your takeaway to be, I think that's totally fine. To be like, no matter how confident we are, can't be too confident, but like I'd rather believe in something.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, like, it's also the notion of like, we don't play, like, our graph isn't one night, like our graph is stretched out over the course of the entirety of the season. And we know that coming into this venture. So we shouldn't get hung up on like one little blip in this, because when you put the whole graph together by the end of, March or whatever, that like last night is literally just going to look like this. Like, it's like, it really doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow. This is the nature though, like Mike's alluding to this, where like I want to talk about this.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
This is short game slate dynamics, right? where the band of player pool is so small and SAR's getting drafted every single time that even if you're over the field at like 36% like that, like on a 5-game slate, it does less for you than on like an 11 or a 12-game slate, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I would have likened this to the night that I would have likened this to the night that like I lost over 50% when I had, 50% Wiggins and 50% Benny Math. And like they were like the Stones that night. And same thing happens, right? It's a combo thing, right?
Yeah. 2-game slates are definitely like way more. It's way more impressive to like do what Mike did than I think do what you did, because like 2-game slates, like we are well aware of how fragile they are and like what creates winners. To have 36% SAR last night and lose, like that's crazy. I think that really just goes to show how like it wasn't just like Alex SAR ruining people's nights. It was
Right.
so much more than that.
You know what the worst part was from a sweat equity standpoint last night is that everybody was clinging to like a little bit of hope that the last game could go nuke or the last game could go crazy.
I went to fucking bed.
The whole slate was over after the first 4 games, and then everybody had to wait like another 3 hours for the 11 p.m. Eastern and be like, yo, please just wake up to that game being like 124 to 123.
That is wow. I mean that
Yeah.
is pure uncut copium right there. If that's or hopium, I guess.
Oh my man. Lost with 70% Lowry. That's got to be a troll. Holy shit. High scoring player on the slate in the 6th round who was only 28% owned. That's
I don't
crazy.
believe anything Trav says. So.
Yeah, that's gotta be a troll job. Shout out to our guy Chad. We gave him some love yesterday and the day before and the day before that. Our guy took down weekly winners for 20K and he took a dog bowl seat for 10 in the same week. I mean, in the same 24-hour window. Truly incredible. Look forward to hanging out with him in KC. One of the OG goats around here, dropping 10 off at our door here, Nez.
Love it, man. Absolutely love it. Appreciate you, Chad. You're my guy. Keep it going. Keep it going. Just maybe let me have a seat. That's all.
Des, let's look at last night real quick, and then I want to show some people maybe a little unorthodox start to the show before we go full game by game on the Niner here. I just want to show people the newest features of the solver, something that you and I have been using for hoops here. Something that was talked about on the After Dark stream there with GSD4. And just something that's really led to a ton of his success on the platform. I mean, you don't have to take our word for it. He's been cooking, especially in the football stuff. So we'll showcase that in a half second. First, we got to hit on the winner from last night. As you guys can see, 95 entries in the main and 1 in the pick and roll.
Can barely see it. Can you screen? Can you zoom in a little bit? Just a little bit, 1 or 2. Can barely see it.
Boom.
There we go. Looked like
there we go.
I couldn't tell what those numbers were.
Oh yeah, we got to make sure everybody sees that I turned 600 and whatever into $92. So awesome stuff there. Yeah, man, whole bunch of non-badgers at the top here, and this is a really cool story. What do we got? Ben goes in here.
Cliche. Ben Cliche.
Yeah. Ben comes in here and takes first and second. Dude, didn't have a badge before last night and takes first and second and gets his black badge here.
Click on Keyshawn George.
Okay. Pick number 9 for Keyshawn George.
Just laying it on the table. Just check this out, fellas. Keyshawn George, 2nd round, no problem. Swap to the nuts. Easy game, he says. Easy MFing game. Mikal Bridges with no deuce. Like, are you guys asleep at the wheel or what? First and second, man. Good Lord.
That's wild, man. He literally walked into this. He walked into the room and he was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to game stack the shit out of the first game. And the only way I can do it routinely is pulling up George, pulling up SAR. And then he's like, oh, by the way, you know who the one-off you need is? Mikal Bridges. Like, what? This guy's sick.
Yeah, man. This is just Hilarious. Just absolutely hilarious.
Wow. And he had Norm on both of them. What was the only difference on the team? Oh,
Uh,
SGA. He got unlucky and rolled SGA instead of Maxi on one of them.
Honestly, just shout out. That's so. I don't know what to say, man. That's amazing.
Ben Cliche had a plan, dude. He had a plan. He went in there and he fucking executed and dunked all over us.
It's so funny. He was gifted with the knowledge of what the winner would look like. Could have probably won millions somewhere, but it's like, you know what? I'm taking first and second on the dog app. Like
Yeah.
this is what I'm gonna do with this blessed knowledge that I've been given.
Yeah, this guy dominated us. This is unbelievable. Wow, unbelievable stuff. Shout out Ben, man. That's how you do it, dude. You win on a night where nobody else is on the same plays, and you do it in an unconventional manner. You know, the principles still apply. And to his credit, I mean, like, Keyshawn George was like, he was popping in the models. Kelly Oubre was popping in the models. Bridges got a nice bump once we got the Yabu out plus plus Deuce news there, and it probably would have aged even better if you got no Cat as well, who had the probable tag and was a game time decision. So I mean, he was on some stuff here.
I mean, clearly,
Yeah,
clearly.
Yeah. All right, dude. Let's do this. I said we were going to do it in an unorthodox fashion today because I wanted to show people what's going on at the Solver. Solver has NBA now, guys. We've been doing it for football on the show. We've mixed it in a couple times for NBA drafts, but we haven't really walked through the newest and greatest feature, and that's in this bottom left-hand corner where this little Solver logo is here. You pop this bad boy out, and you can move it around and do whatever, and it is combo tracking for how your picks go together with each of your rosters. You can then see the exposure in real time. You can see the combo in which you have in real time overlaid with, who you've previously taken. And we talk so much because the band of projection is so narrow and the player pool is so dense in NBA that, man, this is truly a goated feature just to mess around with.
Yeah, it's like the most OP tool you can have in the draft games right now. You can still obviously have success without it. Like, obviously, like some of the best players auto draft, but like, dude, if you're a drafter and you are trying to gain an edge, like this is the most OP tool I have seen in the draft games. And if I came up with this, if I was able to do this on my own and have this tool, like, oh, I created this, I invented Solver, I would be charging people so much money to have access to this tool that I have. Like, it's like, it's tough from a business standpoint, because like you got to get people to buy this, but like it is too cheap, man. It is straight up like too cheap. It's a monthly subscription to have it, but like it is such a sick tool, dude. Like, unbelievable what you can gain from this. Like, I'm just being like straight up, man. Like, this is just like next level. We played with this after the show and like, and really on the 2-game slate. And we were kind of like, doing some drafts, like, and just kind of looking at what I already have. And it's just like invaluable. The edge that you gain from just your own portfolio. I mean, yeah, like, not enough said, man. Like, it's just, I love this thing. It's so good.
Likewise. I mean, you and I did like a little bit of beta testing and then did a little, after the stream, as you alluded to, together, just walking through it all. And it's truly like, holy fuck, I was doing these things in my mind and thinking I was doing them well. And like, you're instantly, illuminated to flaws and stuff like that, like that I was making in my own game in terms of combos and like where I thought I was at juxtaposed to where I'm actually at. Like that sort of deal. So guys, what you got to do here is as you guys can see this big sync option here. These are for my drafted teams previously. We got to go into our drafts, our completeds tab. I've done 17 for this evening in the main contest. I just click that sync button right there. Boom. It pulls all my exposures. Now my exposures and combos are going to be available in here. You guys could see whatever reason, it's just pulling my last draft there. Cade Cunningham was my first overall pick. You guys could see in the times in which I have Cade Cunningham, I have 41% exposure to Cam Thomas, but 66.7% of that is comboed with Cade Cunningham. So we'll walk through a draft in real time here, start the show with a draft, just so you guys could see it and see from a functionality. It works in the active tab as well. This has the ETR projections in it right now. So that's what the best available suggestions will be based upon. That, a little bit of randomness, and the why am I blanking?
80. Well, there's like ADP, there's
ADP.
rank.
Thank you. I
And
just
then,
fucking
yeah.
blanked on the word ADP for some reason.
Yeah. So what I really like too, like another part about this that I really like is having the ETR projections in the app and not having to upload them and just look at the rank of like people by projection and actually have the number. And then I can do my own ranks. So that way I'm working off three things: ADP, my rank, and ETR's projection. To be able to have that all in one place in front of you is really, really nice.
Absolutely, dude. Fully agree with you. That's we rolled a 102 in this first draft. We're gonna talk through all the spots and stuff like that, but it does feel like a Joker slate. I mean, you can poke holes in if Zion doesn't play and what the spread is and that sort of thing, but just from a projection standpoint, it's Joker one with a bullet for you.
Yeah. There's no need to do anything else, despite the Austin Reeves fanboys, which are alive and well out there.
Sounds good. Our guy Len Keith with the slider rolling on through here, saying Russ double. Russ was a little bit of a shock last night in terms of starting. We talked about how he potentially could on the program yesterday, and then we talked about the OKC narrative there. Nez, do you like Reeves or AD this evening?
AD.
Me too. And as you guys can see in my exposure right there, my first 17 drafts, I have 29.4% AD. We're going to go and add to that right there. Got some ranks in here from earlier that I'll just pull out for ease of draftability. All right. Okay. So then you guys can see after we make the AD selection, AD now pops up like that. And you can see from a combo standpoint, I've played Ja Morant with him the most. I have no Lowry with him. I have no Jamal Murray with him. I have no Evan Mobley with him. But I got more Donovan Mitchell. So just being mindful of my combos here going forward, that you could see basically based on the pocket of the draft board, which combos are more frequent and which ones I'm gravitating towards. Kind of evergreen with me that I'm jamming Ja and Trey, perennially underpriced.
And I like too, like once you like make more picks, you can highlight different levels of combos. So like if you are always jamming like the same players with AD, you can, and you're fine with it, you can see what combos you have with those other 2 or 3 players as well, and diversify from there if that's what you want to do.
Exactly. Yeah, well said. We see that Evan Mobley is an ADP of 7.4, and I have a bunch of Donovan Mitchell. I have a bunch of Paulo. I have a bunch of all these other plays alongside. I think I'm going to get my first AD plus Mobley combination.
I think this is an incredible spot for Mobley, man. I'm totally IKBing this spot.
Yeah.
Because projections are not like in love with it, which I get, but well, sort of. I think he has a massive ceiling in this spot.
Yeah, I mean we've talked about just like no answers at the 5 for Boston right now.
Yeah, none at all. Boston's kind of in a rough spot. I like everybody from the Cavs today.
Okay. As you guys can see now, when I click on Mobley, that name, so this is just showing the AD plus these players combos, but now I click the Mobley plus the combos, and you can see all of them will go to 0% because that was our first AD plus Mobley. So what Nez was saying there is if we had doubled down and taken, a guy that I was taking a lot of, like Trey, for instance, or Giddey or whoever, then it would have shown us, okay, those are our first two. Now do we have it with that third pick kind of deal? So actually, in hindsight, to showcase, maybe I shouldn't have taken Mobley. I should have saved it for like a couple picks later. But yeah, Nez, I think I'm going to take Giddey here. I like both Giddey and I like Trey tonight. Do you have a preference between those two?
I like them both, man. I've been mixing and matching depending on what I started out with.
Sounds good. You guys can see if I click then on Giddey, you could see the combos. So like Giddey with the remaining guys, I've done it with Franz a decent amount. I've done it with Holiday, Jaren Jackson Jr., Derek White. I could go back and check the Evan Mobley stuff. I've only done one Mobley team, so 100% is with Sabonis and Denny Avdia. So you guys could see how that kind of formulates as we go.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
Yeah. Nez, I guess we could start talking about some of the conversations that we're about to have and whatnot. I mean, you were saying some of the Cleveland stuff. There's a lot of discrepancy between initial runs of some of the models and ADP right now. We are seeing, we're seeing a lot of, I don't know, discrepancy with the Utah stuff. Like T-Box is keeping their ADPs nice and high right there by selecting them. There's some discrepancy there. The Zion stuff, sometimes he falls to the fourth round because of the Q tag. Sometimes he goes at his projection in the second round. So that's an interesting one to talk through. Yeah.
I like the Utah guys, man. I'm kind of with T-Box on that. Like those guys have great ceilings right now, and they're just not going to be showcased in props and in projections. That's just kind of like the way it is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of scared of Portland defense, but Portland's been playing way faster than last year and kind of been.
We'll get into it.
Huh?
So we'll get into it.
Okay. Okay.
I got something for you. Go Jalen Johnson, I think.
Sure. I've been taking Denny Avdia over him, but either or is fine.
Yeah, they're like very similar to me.
John's asking about the Sabonis situation there. Yeah, we'll talk about it all in a half second here, guys. Just wanted to showcase a draft with the combos here. See who I've most frequently paired with Jalen Johnson. Looks like Cam Thomas and DeMar DeRozan are my most frequent pairings alongside him. So might want to stay clear of those unless I want to just hammer down on the same notion because my unique combo was at the front end here with AD and Mobley.
Yeah, I mean, if I was you, just to like get an idea of, what my combos are, I would probably care most about Anthony Davis. Or if you have most of Jalen Johnson, like, I don't know who you have the most of.
They're both the same right now.
Okay.
And they're both with DeMar DeRozan. So I like Jaren Jackson Jr. and DeRozan's right here too. So let's take JJJ and then we'll find a scroll for the last one there.
Yeah, JJJ is going to be tough, man, because if he doesn't hit tonight, it's going to suck. He doesn't, in my opinion, he doesn't like look incredible, but the spot, I mean, like, I think the spot's really good for him.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going on with Memphis and him. Like, I mean,
he had foul trouble in like 2 of the nights. I mean, I'm kind of precursor. I've always been a JJJ guy and kind of biased just in terms of the stock ceiling potential plus handling with the second unit when Desmond Bane isn't around kind of thing. So like I was always playing him in these spots in the past. And now that like Desmond Bane isn't around forever, I'm kind of like, and they're missing, backup handling with like Scottie Pippen Jr. and Ty Jerome, like all these guys that I like playing him, but it hasn't aged well thus far.
Yeah, I know. and it's really, really frustrating because it should be aging much better.
Let's get a little scroll the F down to end this one off. I said Desmond Bane's name. Aiton's probably projecting the best of this group. Big Mark Dub had an uptick in minutes. We could talk about that.
I like the Bane call.
Bane it is.
Yeah, no magic on this team. Yeah, I like that call.
Awesome. AD Mobley, Giddy, Jalen Johnson, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Desmond Bane. A scroll the F down of a 35.8. We haven't seen Orlando fully come together yet. Yeah, guys, we'll keep using it while we draft in a little bit here. We got to do the full game by game, do the breakdown, that sort of deal. But just wanted to highlight it for people because, as Nez alluded to, man, it's I mean, outside of like projections and doing your own research and that sort of thing, this is probably the most revolutionary tool I've seen for Underdog, unbiasedly speaking. Like, just 100%. This is what we've been talking about for 3 years, and now we can quantify it fully.
Yep. I mean, it's just so well done. Yeah, just a huge fan. Shout out to Solver for, partnering with us and allowing us to like showcase this and support the show. And really happy to like be associated with them in regards to this, because it's such an awesome tool, and happy to put people onto it. Well, sort of. I know it's not great for my opponents to be having this much extra edge, but where they're good people, so happy to support them and showcase it, because this is the real deal, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool stuff. All right, Nez, let's move in to the game by game, walk it all through here. We got injury reports for almost every team thus far. We're still waiting on the Kings. Kings are the only team, in terms of a 9-game slate here, dude, relatively clean as of right now. I don't want to jinx things. We could always get an LOL hoops moment at any given time here, but Kings at Chicago this evening, they are second night of a back-to-back, and they are the only team on our slate that is second night back-to-back. And then we got a 4-game slate tomorrow. 4-game slate tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun to talk about. I don't know if you've looked yet, Nez, but it's a pretty good 4-game slate tomorrow. And we get Orlando as the only front end back-to-back this evening. So Orlando's on tomorrow's slate, Kings on tonight's slate. So relatively clean thus far. There's definitely some decimated teams right now, like the Pacers, who are, G Leaguers and two-way guys, and the dunk champ McCollum signed with them. Yeah, man, this is kind of a dumpster fire on Redacted for that team. But outside of that, man, relatively clean on our site right now. We'll go through some of the rotational pieces to worry about, but relatively clean.
Yeah, and it looks like Sabonis dodged the injury report as well. So
we just got it?
Yeah, they gave us Keon Ellis questionable.
Okay.
And yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, no Clifford still, no Neek Clifford still, and no Keegan Murray still. Yeah, that's interesting, man. That Keon Ellis cue right there, coupled with back-to-back. I don't know if it was just a show me start for Russ yesterday, just to be like, hey, you're back in OKC. But that Russ pick that Len Keith threw in the chat looks better now with the Keon Ellis Q tag.
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be back up with a decent multiplier, but yeah, that Q tag definitely made that. This is going to give that some CLV if you hit that before the show.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Nez, let's do it. Oh, our guy AMAC rolling through. I saw him up there in the pick and roll there. I think second or third in the pick and roll last night when I looked.
Very nice.
Nice work. Nice work. All right, Nez, let's do it. First game up, Celtics and Cavs. This is the first of the 2 nationally televised games. Thankful for you guys on the East Coast there that they're doing the 4 o'clock my time, aka 7 o'clock, which means the second game is starting at 9:30 instead of at 11 Eastern for the nationally televised doubleheader. So much more palatable for the East Coast time zone. this evening than last night's doings by NBC there. But Celtics and Cavs here, a 234, 3.5 by way of the Cavs here. Some rotational nuggets here. Sam Morril, who's been starting for them, is out this evening. They are still without Darius Garland and Max Strus. And then on the other side, we got a probable tag on Jaylen Brown there. Obviously, still no Tatum, and then G Leaguers just listed. Other than that, as we were talking through that first draft, you were saying that you were liking some of these Cavs pieces. We're seeing, I guess, 4 pieces from this game get drafted every single time, and then occasionally Jared Allen and Peyton Pritchard go. Just thoughts on this one relative to our site and the ADPs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty down on the Celtics this year. So kind of surprised that the spread is 3.5, but it is in Boston. So perhaps that's what's, giving Boston a little extra edge there. But 233.5 total, one of the many higher scoring totals on the slate here. And I really like Donovan Mitchell, and I really like Mobley. I think, Mobley at ADP, given what the projections and the props are, sure, it's objectively rich, but I think he has a really strong ceiling against the Cavs, against the Celtics tonight. Celtics have no answer for bigs. The ceiling is just absurd for Mobley here. And then as a scroll option too, I mean, you could probably throw in Jared Allen as well, but I think Mobley is being way overlooked by projections.
Yeah, that's it's an interesting thing because if you're going off historicals and stuff with Mobley and you're looking at this spot, I think people are going to gravitate to preferring Mitchell versus Mobley, but just given the context of the fact that it's Keita, it's Garza, it's maybe some Chris Boucher or whatever on the other end there. And then given the fact that Mobley has had an increased usage role without Garland, because the second unit of Garland and Allen was always a thing. And now Mobley's getting more ball dominant second unit stuff when Donovan Mitchell's not out there. So they're running a lot more through, and there's been some coach speak on this, and the guys at ETR have been talking about it, how they're just running more through Mobley offensively this year. I watched a good portion of the game versus the Bucks on Sunday there, and you could see it. I don't want to say it's peak Sengun-esque where he's at the top of the key there and they're running him like that, but you can definitely see they're trying to do more offensively with Mobley right now given the injuries on the team.
Yeah, he's doing a lot, man. He's doing a lot. So I'm kind of shocked that he's not better represented by the numbers, but the field knows, ADP knows. I mean, say what you will, man. The sharp folks in the layup line were well aware that Evan Mobley is in a good spot. So shout out to them.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Who jumps into the starting lineup this evening? Etched in stone are Hunter, Mobley, Allen, and Mitchell. Who jumps in for Sam Morril this evening? Tyson, Wade.
It's been Tyson.
Yeah.
So I would say Tyson.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. Tyson or Wade wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. I'd be excited to play Lonzo in the second unit as a scroll if we were on a 5-game slate and we could push 25 minutes. But the fact that we're a 9-game slate, whatever, it's just those 3 on the one side. I probably won't scroll to Pritchard tonight, but I can see the thesis.
Yeah, it's definitely scrollable for sure. He's in my player pool, but
okay,
it's not going to be a large part of it.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything else to say? Just kind of macro on this one. We've seen some push. Sorry, I was just gonna say that we've seen some push pull with Celtics starting lineup. It doesn't really matter for us this evening when they've done like the Hugo Gonzalez and the Josh Minot and that sort of deal. People thought I was crazy for playing that pick'em that we did on off and on the clock, where people were like, "Who the hell is Josh Minot? What's going on here?" And then he was a coach's DNP, and then both the last 2 games after that, he's gotten over 20. So yeah, he's in the starting lineup now, perceivably him or Hugo.
Yeah, all I'll say is that, like, man, I'm kind of leaning in toward martingaling Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Pick 20. Just, yeah, to me, he just feels like a good pick, but he hasn't had good games yet, so his ADP is like depressed. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have a decent amount of Jaylen Brown, even though he's been pissing me off all season.
Yeah, I got you. Yes, let's keep rolling here. Pistons and Magic up next. 227, 2 by way of the Magic there. The Magic basically haven't showed anything on offense yet. Franz, I noticed like the usage rate and getting shots up is a little bit lower than what it's been historically speaking. They've had some decent games, Paulo and Franz. I guess I should just type in Magic. They've had some decent games, but the two of them go every single time. And as you guys just saw, we scrolled to Desmond Bane. They are front end back to back there. Yeah, most notable on their injury report. Actually, there's nothing notable on their injury report. Most notable is the fact that Suggs keeps like ramping up a little bit each time out here. So Suggs was up to 20 last time out. So you guys could see the 16, the 19, then the 20. I did see a nugget earlier about 20, 25 in that kind of range in the future there. Just another guy cutting in here. I want to get excited about this team. I want to get excited about this offense. They're playing a little bit faster than last year, and they have very talented guys. It just hasn't meshed yet. My bro science take, Nez, is I see them playing a lot of ISO ball, where like they bring the ball up and you think like this should be like a fluid, really nice offense, and like it just turns into stagnant possessions. That's just my hand on the court watching a couple quarters of Magic basketball this year. But yeah, just thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I don't think it's as bad of a spot as we're accustomed to. The Magic are not yeah, they're still like one of the not like they're not a great spot for fantasy, but they're not nearly like the death knell that they were before so far.
Yeah.
Based on like everything that I'm seeing. So it feels like an okay spot to trust Cade and go back to Cade in this one. I really like the Magic pieces as well here. We just scrolled to Desmond Bane. I like Paulo a lot here. Franz, I think, is like a very fair price as well. These 4 are who I'm drafting. I'm not sure that I'm going to get to Jalen Duren. I can't imagine I will, but just because of like the ownership and like, yeah, I think I'll probably pass on Duren, but we'll see. I might change my tune. Do you have any reason to be bullish on Duren? I think these other guys are like very self-explanatory. And then maybe the Bane, if people are like wondering why we like Bane at 35.8 ADP, it's because his ADP is 35.8 and he's Desmond Bane, and he can have good nights. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could talk yourself into like some form of increased usage if you take LeVert, Sasser, and Asar Thompson off. I think Asar Thompson goes tonight. It was an illness listing there, but all 3 of those guys have the Q tag, and he went through shoot around. So yeah, Duren's, he's always going to pique my interest on our site based on the scoring format, because he can give you like 10, 10, and 4, and the 4 being the stocks. You know what I mean? Like, so it's always going to be something that people are interested in. I don't know. Are there enough possessions in a back and forth Orlando game for it to be warranted? And I give like a little credit to, the Goga plus Wendell Carter Jr. like combo there being like decently tough. Yeah, I've done it once thus far. I distinctly remember doing it and then kind of like felt the way you feel, like hating myself a little bit that I just took a scroll that's not a scroll given the ADP.
Yeah, the sixth round is so flat that like I'm just kind of expecting Duran to have a pretty strong drafted percentage that it's making me want to get off that. But maybe what do you think Duran's going to come in at 50%, or is that too high?
I think it's a pretty good guess. I think it might be a little on the high side, but I think it's a pretty good guess. Just because like the contest is only like what 40% full right now. 35%, 35% full right now. So like there's still room for, just based on what I'm seeing, for him to get pushed down more or less. So if that ADP closes at like 32 or something, I would guess lower than 50.
Yeah. If anything higher than that, I would agree. Yeah, like 32, like you said. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like Duran is kind of hard to call in terms of like when he's gonna have his ceiling game, but I don't see it tonight. Don't see it tonight. I don't know.
30 hands, clean money rolling through. It's okay to take scrolls that aren't scrolls occasionally. I promise you'll be fine. No need to hate yourself. There's our guy, Nez. Get him up. Get him up. There we go. Good shit. Yeah, I think that's kind of all to be said there. I think it's still too early to think about playing like a SAR or something like that. Not on a 9-gamer. We know he's got a big ceiling, but not off an illness, not on a 9-gamer. I think the band of players in this that are draftable are in the 4 to 5 range from that game. All right, Nez, let's move on. This is a spot that a lot of people and the hashtag models are wanting to get to here. This is the Brooklyn Nets versus Atlanta pace up spot. 238.5 with the Nets at home, 8 points by way of the Hawks in this one. Nice to see the probable tag on Jalen Johnson, who had come into the games before with Q tags. Ricochet has a probable tag there. I think it's interesting to note that he didn't close the other night. Let me bring up the popcorn machine and remind myself who it was. I was looking at it. They closed with Nah. So just, it doesn't directly affect our game tonight, but just something to think about in the future if we get Atlanta on short slates that, Nah can find his way to expanded stuff if they want the defense for closing rule. I just thought it was an interesting little nugget there. Trey goes all the time in these contests. We haven't seen full-blown Trey yet. I thought we were going to see it last time out. I played a shit ton of them. He had 15 dimes, 21 points with like a quarter to go, and he finished with like 21 and 15 or something like that. Jalen Johnson's had a couple nice nights. He's been off and on the injury report, but looks good for this evening. Zinger played 30 after the mystery illness that we were hoping isn't the same as what he dealt with in the past. Zinger's a scroll here. Nobody plays Dyson Daniels anymore. I don't know. Can we play Dyson Daniels against a Nets team and finds his way to some steals here? And then the big talking point on the Nets side there, Nez, is people are really jamming Cam Thomas and Michael Porter Jr. Zaire Williams out here. Haywood Highsmith out as well. Just a pace up spot where people want the handling and they want the scoring. Two guys that I don't usually ever play because of the way they score fantasy points. Like I saw a bunch of jokes in the chat earlier where, Cam Thomas will give you 40 real life basketball points and he'll give you 36 fantasy points. And it's so effing true. So for them to really crush this slate, I don't know, man. You guys could see my percentage earlier. I was playing some Cam Thomas because I thought he was underpriced relative to ADP, but I don't know how to feel about it. Talk me through this one, Nez.
Well, I think those guys are good picks.
Okay.
Personally.
Yep.
I was on them before it was cool. They are. Houston game aside, like these guys are playing a lot, and they're being asked to do what we expected them to be asked to do, which is shoot. And it's just these two guys putting up shots together, and yeah, I think this is a pretty good spot for those guys to get up a bunch of shots and put up some points. until like proven otherwise, like to me, this is kind of like same old Hawks in terms of like good fantasy spot for us. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm going to play it that way. And this is like, if you don't want to play these guys here, then you're just never going to play them. And that's fine. But like on a slate like this, where like I start throwing my hands up in the 5th round and like there's 9 games on the slate, it shouldn't feel like that.
Right.
I'm going to these guys who I think have the chance to score a lot of points, real life points. We'll see what happens from there. But like obviously there is blowout risk, even though it's only 8.5 spread. I think these guys are like very easy to mix in. If I like don't have an idea of what to do in the 6th, I'll take one of these 2 guys. Yeah, I think the thesis just makes sense in terms of like why or when to take a Brooklyn net.
Okay. Yeah, right now Atlanta 11th in the league in pace, which is a little bit lower than I guess traditionally speaking. It's interesting to see a lot of that might be layered in some of like the opponents and stuff they've played. Like actually Magic have played pretty pace up and they played the Magic. Thunder just played good D and a lot of half court and really good transition scoring. And then Raptors play really fast. So maybe not. Okay, so those were the 4 games that they've played thus far. Yeah, I think it's got to be a decent spot, right? I mean, Nets are considerably down in pace, like 20-ish in the league. Yeah, I think you're right, man. Same old Hawks until proven otherwise. Just play the scoring on the other side, play for the added possessions, and play that they can fill it up and attack Trey effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've said all I need to say about the Nets here.
Yeah, let's talk about Atlanta.
Yeah. So 3 draftable pieces here. I was taking a lot of Porzingis early. I slowed down because like I didn't realize how high up I had him ranked. I thought I was getting more diversification in my 6th round in my beginning drafts. So I'm slowing down on him. And I'd like to do another run of autos before I like do some like solver cramming and really try to combo hunt. Because I want to get some early Zion, and I think a lot of my early Zion has Porzingis. But anyways, dude, Trae Young, I think just too cheap, and probably will be until he blows up. So like, you know, it's just tough because it's like some of these plays are like obvious in terms of like what are good picks and who is like too cheap in ADP. And you kind of just have to play it that way, and it's not always going to result in money in your account when the slate's all said and done. But like, if you don't play it that way, you're going to end up, you know, kind of like chasing your tail a little bit. I think if you're just going to like chase box scores early on. So like, I'm going to have a lot of Trae Young. The real problem is that like, there's a lot of really good players around Trae Young who also are deserving of their ADPs. It's like I want to move like him and his whole cohort up to like 8 through 12 as opposed to being like 11 through 15 where they are.
Yeah.
So it's kind of confusing, but if Trae Young goes like, I think part of why, just to get a little macro here, but it all relates. The reason why this slate is such like a Jokic slate is not just because Jokic is in a tier of his own. It's like, man, the 2-3 turn is just loaded with like really, really good players as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, and Trae Young is one of them. Trae Young being paired with Jokic, like whenever you want, and probably below average frequency based on ADP. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, not based on my combos right now because I rolled out the first couple of drafts I did and I rolled some Joker early, and I was just doing as much Joker Trey plus Jaw that I could. But I got like a bro science take here, and I don't know if this is supported by. I haven't gone back and looked like historically speaking on like the Trey fantasy point stuff. But are we chasing historical fugazi of a ceiling of what Trey once was before Dyson Daniels was there, before Jalen Johnson was there? Like, when's the last time we saw like 68, 65, like slate breaking Trey? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying to think. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I know that we've gotten it before,
yeah.
but like, yeah, I think you can, if that's what you're looking for. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. I think if you
Is it
feel that way, play some lowers. But like,
is it anecdotal or do you believe it?
I mean, I believe it. Like that's why he's like ADP 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not as concentrated, that's for sure. They're a good team.
Yeah.
It's a little worse for Trey's fantasy output for sure. Kind of like a Raptors problem, but like, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I'm not referring to just this season there. That's why I dated back to like the Dyson plus JJJ being there, like the or JJ, sorry, being there since last year, kind of thing. Like, yeah, I don't care that we haven't seen Trey Sealing in 4 games. He's played well in my estimation, and he had a decent game in one of them from a fantasy standpoint there. But like, I can't remember the last time we saw like Trey 70 fantasy point or Trey 65 fantasy point where he was just the focal point of everything when they were just such a bad team. When they were like the 11th place team of just like Trey just chucks it every time down or Trey passes it and someone else tries to chuck it. Like that was the thing. Now they're like trying to be a good winning basketball team, and like, is that bad for Trey's fantasy outlook is kind of like my macro bro science here.
probably.
Yeah. 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 It's not that Trey can't shoot, it's that Trey doesn't shoot anymore. Like, there we go. This is the bro science here. Easy's picking up what I'm laying down with the bro science, man.
So like in the pick'em lobby, dude, he's like 23 and a half points, 10
Yeah.
assists, 2 rebounds. Like,
I wouldn't play the lower on any of those. Maybe the points, but I wouldn't play
yeah,
the lower on any of them.
I know, maybe points.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't play the lower on any of them, but like, I also in my heart, I'm like, fucking, can Trey really give us like 32 and 15 tonight? Like, even in a pace up spot against a bad team where they're 8-point favorites? I don't know. Anyways, enough Trey talk, enough JJJ. I'm a little scared of the Zinger minutes stuff there, Nez. I understand the thesis of why you were playing it and why you were playing it early there. I also, Claxton from a rim protection standpoint is like pretty decent. I mean, like, Zinger can cook anybody, but like those fives are kind of a strength of the Nets defense. So I'm a little bit out on the Zinger stuff, especially if like this game plays to spread. There's a chance that like, hey man, he's not even in there for the last like 4 minutes. And what's his minute ceiling? 27, 28, maybe. Like, we haven't seen it fully yet. I won't have any Zinger tonight, but I get the thesis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, let's move on here, Nez. Let's talk about the Bulls and the Kings here. This is a 237.5, 5 by way of the Bulls. We did just get that Kings injury report. Just to double down here, Nick Clifford's out and Keegan Murray's out yet again. And then we get Keon Ellis with the Q tag there. So we did see them go. We don't know. Front end back-to-back yesterday. We don't know if it was like a touching tribute to Russ or whatever to start him in OKC, that kind of deal. We talked about it on the show yesterday, how it was range of outcomes and he was slowly getting uptick. And Nez astutely pointed out that like they kind of made like Russ be like a thing for them. Like, they wanted to go get Russ, and now it's been slow ramp up Russ. And they think this team is better with Russ than it is with Malik Monk starting and whatever. And they've been trying to trade Malik Monk. So I don't know. Is this the future of this purgatory Kings team, that they just start Russ every night now and try and get him up to 30? Or what do you think here, Nez?
Yeah, I think he starts tonight.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If he starts tonight, we basically have Sabonis who goes in the second round. Then we have DeRozan and Levine who go, 5th/6th round. They're in that kind of like Jalen Duren range there, that 28 to 32 ADP range. So they're going to be owned at, a 70% frequency or maybe a little bit higher, pending if the models like them later. Would you like to chase Russ over some of those guys just for the leverage?
I would scroll to Russ a few times, but like, I don't feel confident enough to do it like a ton, even though this slate is extremely wide open from like picks 30 down. You can really do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't feel like confident to have like more than like 2 shares of Russ. And it would be really annoying to look at the leaderboard at the end of the night and realize that I got too cute with Russell Westbrook and now I'm kicking myself for it. But it's a 238.5 total. They're only 5-point dogs to the undefeated Bulls on the road. So yeah, it's interesting, man. Like I do think that like I think you can play it before you see it, but like I don't want to be like overconfident in it, Like
sure.
Yeah. Let me be a tout. Like Russell Westbrook's the best pick on the board. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You just started, but like, I don't know. It's kind of a fun little spot.
Yeah, it is. I like this shout. It's Bulls West versus Bulls East. I think that's a really fun shout, and it is DeMar DeRozan plus LaVine revenge spot against the Chicago stuff.
Double revenge.
Yeah, a little double revenge there. If you guys are feeding that into your model, I don't know, man. Do you like the Sabonis stuff? Like Sabonis is going to project better than his ADP, but that's kind of been evergreen to start the season here. 36 minutes first time out, and then 30, and then 35. He's a double-double machine. We haven't seen full Sabonis ceiling, largely because the scoring perspective hasn't been there. Vooch on the other side has had like an absurd rebounding success rate thus far on like not that many potentials. So I don't know, maybe there's some potential for Sabonis to be ripping some of that Fugazi production away here. One of the softer kind of like 5 matchups back and forth. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Vooch is a fine pick. I like Sabonis as well, especially now that we don't have the injury tag.
Who do you like more?
Sabonis.
They go right beside each other.
Yeah, I prefer Sabonis. How about Stockton with this alpha in the chat?
What we got?
He said, I coached Doug Christie's and Bobby Jackson's kids in high school. Chatted with them a ton. They're huge on effort. Russ usage will cut big into LaVine and DeMar.
Wow. Dude, look at this alpha in the chat. Wow.
Dude's name is Stockton. I wonder if he's do you live in Stockton, California, Mr. Stockton? I don't want to dox you.
Oh, yeah, there's the tie-in.
I used to work up there. I'm curious.
Dude, that is big time alpha. Coaching the kids? Holy shit.
We're real big on effort. Not talent in the end, and not in the National Basketball Association. It's not talent.
Yeah.
Are you trying really hard? That's why they wanted Russ. That kind of checks out.
I mean, if you're big on effort, I don't know how you got so much DeMar DeRozan on your team. That guy on the defensive end kind of olays at a decent frequency. He pick and chooses his spots, and he can still play. But he definitely picks fewer spots than he used to.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. There you go, Bobby J and Doug. He's on a first name basis. Bobby J and Doug are old school, man. I love that. Michael with the alpha, dude.
Yeah, fully loaded. I used to work in San Joaquin County, if you know where that is.
There you go. Yeah, what do you know about the 209 Nets?
Yeah, I worked right next to the jail over there.
Oh, sketch, dude.
It was.
Nez and the Diaz bros go way back. He's sitting ringside, baby. Oh fuck, where were we? We have so much fun, man.
What's the next game?
We were talking. Okay, is there anyone you want to play from the Bulls other than Vooch and Giddey?
Bulls, Vooch, Giddey. Don't
like Trey Jones ADP is
Trey Jones. Is Trey Jones this tonight's fucking Ryan Rollins?
Yes, 100%.
In like in that he's gonna burn us.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
No, thank you. Yeah,
I'm not drafting him, but like
yeah,
somebody's gonna beat me with Trey Jones tonight, and I just got to tip my cap.
yeah. That's how I feel about it too, man. Like he contributes in all the categories. He's kind of doing his Kobe White impersonation, but with like multiple contributions and less scoring, more distributing, that sort of thing. I'm playing Giddy a decent amount. I put Giddy on the cover just because I don't know. I just put him on the cover. I thought it was like a decent spot, and he finally didn't have a Q tag. I like Giddy tonight. I'm probably taking him over like Trey and Jaw, but I really like that tier of like Trey, Jaw, Giddy. Yeah, I think Buzelis is like always kind of fun. Kevin Herter revenge game. I think Buzelis is like in a decent spot, to be honest. Like I think this is like a good spot for Buzelis, but I don't think we can play him on our site. Like I just don't think like 6-round scroll that he has like 50 burger in him, and like you're honestly gonna need 9-game slate. You're gonna need at least 50 from your 6th-rounder to compete this evening. So
I don't think so personally.
You think so or you don't?
I don't. I don't think the 6th round is that good.
Okay.
But like, I also don't think Matas is the answer, but he's due. I mean, kind of like he's got the minutes, dude. He's got the minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a bad scroll, but like, I'm not taking him. But I will say, I think he's like, you're allowed to take Matas, dude. The 6th round is so freaking wide open.
Right.
But we haven't seen it yet. But you can play it before you see it because the minutes are there.
Sure, you get 50 in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, well, there's probably some 5th round Zion out there. And we're getting 50 from Zion if he plays. Yeah, Buzelis comps. Yeah, let me go down the rabbit hole of Buzelis comps here. Lauri Markkanen, Josh Giddey, Franz comp.
You know who? You know what the comp is? Alexei Pokashevsky from the old Thunder player. There's your comp.
That's way back. Oh man.
I thought
John, thanks for joining up, dude.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. Look at these sickos rolling through. Oh my god. Unreal. All right, Nez, let's keep going. We're gonna get the pace up for this Pacers here. A 228-6 by way of the Mavs. You guys saw my AD exposure. I was playing AD over Reeves in my initial runs this morning. Yeah, man, I like AD when he plays the 5 more than when he plays the 4. And we're most likely going to be without Gafford and Lively. They're not ruled out yet. They have doubtful tags. So I like the combination of AD at the 5. And then I look across at this Pacers team, and they have maybe like one real life basketball player on the team. Like, they got Siakam, and then they got like this rotation at the 5, and then they got a bunch of two-way guys and G Leaguers and whatever. Like Ray J. Dennis is going to be stone cold chalk on redacted. The dunk champ Mac is going to be, in play for people, and he just signed, a 2-year two-way or something like that. Ben Shepherd is going to start for them. Naismith can hit threes and kind of get hot. I don't know, man. Maybe they start double big here, and it's not the best spot in the world for Anthony Davis to play double big, but those double bigs are the king of the quick one, Isaiah Jackson, and Jay Huff there too. So I like the Mavs stuff tonight. I think that maybe Pacers can keep it close enough that it doesn't go like blowout, even though it's like, yeah, I don't know. What do you think here?
This is a weird one.
Yeah.
It's not it's not the Pacers we're used to in terms of like fantasy goodness. I thought Siakam was way overdrafted, but he hasn't moved, so I don't want to have 0 Siakam, so I guess I'm taking some Siakam in like the 1st round. I didn't think that 80. He opened at ADP 4. I think he's still there.
Yeah, he's still.
I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, he's not going to project like that. Like here's my take. Everyone in the world knows that the only real life basketball player that can beat them on the other side is Siakam. I mean, I don't mean this. I mean it like hyperbolic. I like Naismith. I like Shepard. People in the chat are clamoring for Jarris Walker, who's probably going to start at the 4 tonight. Like that kind of deal. Like these are fun basketball players who are going to be thrust into usage, but like there's one all-star on the other side, and he's been a perennial all-star. Don't you just throw PJL at him? You double every time. You know, he's gonna have the ball in his hands a lot, and he's gonna be like he's a player that can get home. But if I'm on the other side tonight, I'm just sitting there like I'm Jason Kidd's shoes. I just go, how the fuck do we not get beat tonight? Just send everyone at Pascal. You know, let Ray J. Dennis beat you. You know what I mean? Like let Jay Huff and fucking Tony Bradley beat you, right? Like I don't know. Like it just, I get it. I'm in the camp with you, Nez, where I think the ADP is too high, but I don't want none.
Yeah, to me, it just seems. Yeah, I get how props and projections get there, but it's just a spot that I'm not taking a ton of Siakam here. I'm totally fine with it.
The interesting question is there any other pacer that you can play tonight? Because they all have a flat 36 ADP, and one of these guys could play 36 minutes tonight, 30, whatever, in a competitive game environment. Like, as much as I joke, Ray J. Dennis has had like some decent rates the first 2 games, but he hasn't, eclipsed 27 minutes. He's going to be Stone Cold Shaq on Redacted and going to have like some multi-category upside, but primarily scoring based. Like, can you play Jarris Walker if he gets the uptick to 30? I don't know, man. It's too. I think it's like too big a slate to consider them on our site.
Yeah, I'm not getting there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Dallas side I think is pretty interesting here.
Yep.
AD is both of our number 2s on the slate,
yep.
and going to continue to do that despite what ADP says. And if Austin Reeves outscores Anthony Davis in this spot, then fuck my life. It's that easy. Really like Cooper Flag though as a scroll.
Okay.
There is no like minutes pulling back on the number 1 overall pick of like the most high prospect we've had in years. There is no disciplinary action for bad performances. There's none of that, man. There's none of that. He is the gift, the undeserving gift of the Luka bullshit. And right. And so they are so incentivized to get him going. Clearly, he's gonna have like a really nice game one of these games, a really nice one. He's very much undrafted. Yeah, this is like such a good spot for Cooper Flag to like get going. I like Flag here.
Yeah, there's basically never been a softer get right spot on paper, right?
No, there has not.
Yeah, like a little bit of pace to this one. We think it's harder to quantify pace when you're dealing with a bunch of unknowns in terms of like players, but traditionally speaking, should have a little bit of pace here. Yeah, I like it, dude. I think there's only 3 playable players in this game for our player pool's sake, and it's these 2, and it is Siakam. And we both think Siakam's probably a little overdrafted, but you don't want to have none just because the role is going to be insane.
I agree, man. I agree. I think you play a little bit of Flag. I think it's just if you weren't doing it before, I think you just take a little bit. You don't have to pivot hard, but I would get a little bit.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's push forward here. Let's talk about the Utah Jazz, who have been a pleasant surprise to start this season, and our Bulls are our Chauncey-less Bulls here for the 235 here. 3 by way of did I say Bulls? Blazers, man. What an idiot. Fucking Bulls versus Blazers and Super Nintendo cartridge game 1993. Bulls versus Blazers. There you go. Yes, we're talking Blazers basketball here. Blazers, man, they told us in the preseason they were going to play faster. They're actually playing faster. I believe when I looked this morning, they were sixth in the league, fifth in the league in pace right now through the first 4 games here. That's an encouraging sign. Yeah, we got they got really good defense, and they got really good transition defense, and they got really good transition scoring. They're a team that I want to get excited about in this Jazz spot. I think the Jazz ADPs right now are just box score watching and a little overpriced relative to the defense that they could see from the Blazers tonight. But the counter to that is this game could play fast, and those are good basketball players. And Will Hardy's expanded the minutes of those Jazz guys. So, yeah, talk me through the dynamic of this one. Is this a game environment that you want to be at the field, over the field on?
Yeah. I think this is a perfect spot to get on the Jazz. Because I think the models are getting all the CSV upload bros off of this, because they're putting them in spots of ADP where they're just like impossible to get to. Now, I'm not saying you need to be at the field on these guys, but like I think you should be taking these guys while other people aren't. Basically everything you just said, man. First, let's like start with the Blazers. Like preseason, like all the talk from us, from anybody with a platform, was like Blazers are going to be really good. They're going to be lockdown defense. They look scary, but they're playing really fast. And whenever you play fast for fantasy, you just throw that shit out the window. Like my priors are just like gone for the Blazers. I'm not fearful of them for fantasy at all because they play so fast that like you just play players against them, matchup be damned. And this Jazz team too, man, like we are seeing their best players play a lot of the game. Yeah. They're not tanking. And that's pretty damn exciting for us for fantasy. And it's evidenced by the fact that against this strong Portland team in Portland, no, they're at home, sorry. At home, only 5-point dogs. So like they're not expected to get run out of the gym. And like if they're going to stay in this game, it's not Bryce Sensabaugh, it's not me. It's going to be Markkanen and Kessler and Keontae George. Now, I think Lowry like is probably like the one that's like just way too expensive here. Maybe Kessler relative to projection. Kessler's like too expensive compared to Lowry, but like I think the game theory here is like nobody that uses projections is taking these guys. And they don't like, they're overdrafted, but like there's also some things not being factored in here that I think make them fine picks. And that is like the minutes that they're going to see and just the way that the Jazz are playing basketball right now and their philosophy. So I'm going to force myself to take some Jazz here because I think nobody else is.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. We haven't seen Ace Bailey get fully ramped up yet. Missed a bit there. Hasn't been in the starting lineup. Played 13 in a bit last game. But if you guys just look at the popcorn machine there and you just take out the 5 minutes of overtime there, I mean, Lowry played 40 against the Suns. Keynote, a.k.a. Keontae George, played 37 in a bit. 30 from Walker Kessler. Svi played 31. Like it's way more condensed than we're traditionally accustomed to with Will Hardy right now. They are leaning into this notion of like, we want to win basketball games.
Yeah, and I think that makes the story different than what we were used to. And, I think I've said this like every time we talk about the Jazz, but it just is worth repeating when you're throwing in context here. And I think what will be helpful too is like, you don't have to necessarily like, you can kind of wait and see what the lobby is doing with Lowry. And maybe you're getting Lowry at pick 15 because people are using projections and he's falling. Like take him then, wait for the fall and take him.
Yeah. Yeah. Lowry plays back in business. There you go. Oh, wow. We're going deep here. The Walter Clayton statement game on the way. Here we go. Good shit. Yeah, remember Ace Bailey? Yeah,
hey, listen,
it's actually
man, it's early. It's early.
It is early, but it's crazy that and he was sick and he wasn't playing and whatever. But like, it's very interesting that the polarizing start to seasons thus far. Like VJ came out so hot, Flag came out so poorly. Yeah. Anyways,
I know it's early. I'm not going to victory lap it, but it is looking good for the Ace Bailey is overrated take, which I so boldly had.
yeah, I think, dude. Yeah, this is Ace Bailey 2013-13 hasn't been in the starting lineup yet.
But like, you're playing for the Jazz, man. You can't find your way to the floor.
That's a later in season play after they trade Lowry with these 40-minute nights.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, maybe someone will finally take Lowry. People have been talking about trading Kessler and Lowry for like four years now, 3 years now, and they're like, "Oh, nobody will take him. Nobody will take him." Well, maybe someone's gonna be watching now. Nurk revenge game. There you go. We did get the Nurk listed available to play there. Just on the Blazers side there, Nez still without Scoot and Dame, of course. Still without Time Lord, a.k.a. Robert Williams III, who's ramping back up in the G League. And then we got Q tags on Thibault and Chris Murray, a.k.a. Keegan's brother there. Does that open up anything to get excited about on the Portland side? We've seen Jeremy Grant play really well off the bench thus far. Klingon, probably not the softest landing spot in the world to get the Walker Kessler treatment, but they're going to have to play big along big in that scenario there. So maybe he can get the uptick. Shaedon Sharpe kind of getting a little bit of the boost in the models. We've talked about how his usage rate has been, considerably better than his production thus far. So, leave the light on for a ceiling game for him. You astutely pointed out the Jrue stuff in the past there, just like increased handling role and needing him for scoring. These guys seem like Denny seems like the ceiling at ADP play. The other guys seem like a little like Jrue in my mind just seems a little floory for like a 9-game slate, but I'll hear it out.
Yeah, I think this is just like a fun spot for these Blazers, man. Like, I'm not gonna do Jeremy Grant, but like Denny, Jrue, Sharpe, and Klingon, like I will get to.
Okay.
I like those guys quite a bit here, man. Jrue, I get what you're saying in terms of like does feel like a floor play, but I do think there's some ceiling there, man. He just does a little bit of everything. Just does a little bit of everything. I like him a lot, man. I think that he's a totally fine play.
He feels like playing 35-year-old CP3.
He's better than that.
Like 5 years ago, CP3 was still okay, but he's like just across all categories without like big time ceiling. Definitely the scoring is probably better for Holiday at this point.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. And then like I like Klingon and Sharpe a lot for scrolls.
Okay. I think I like Sharpe the best. Like just like Denny and Sharpe are my two guys from this one tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Sharpe.
Yeah, Sanjay Rich like just saying the usage thing as well, that like he just hasn't hit shots, the volume's there. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, 35 ADP for Sharpe as well. Yeah, he's getting his minutes, getting his volume. He's a great play. I really like Klingon though, man. I like Klingon a lot. Kessler on the other side, as well as the other bodies that they have in Utah, will likely necessitate some minutes for Klingon.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Yeah, Klingon is good. We like Klingon, and he's really really cheap and very much underdrafted.
Sounds good. 3 more here, Nez. We get to the hot debate of the day here. We got a 12.5 on the unabated line for the Nuggets at home here at altitude versus the Pelicans. This is a 239.5 here, but as you guys can see, most of it is funneling by way of the Nuggets. Nuggets have Cam Johnson with Q tag right now, who's been in that starting lineup, effectively just being their version of Michael Porter Jr. now with 3-point shooting and stuff like that. It is a shooting shoulder inflammation thing. Probably not going to be going there anyways on our slate. And then the big Zion Q tag. Yeah, still no Kevin Looney, still no DeJounte Murray on the Pels side here. So a lot of this is going to hinge on whether Zion plays this evening, man. Right? Like that's what's going to keep this close enough for everyone to be relevant outside of the obvious of playing Joker at the 101.
Yeah, I mean, the spread's 12.5. To me, that says Zion isn't playing, but
Okay.
it'll probably go to 13 or 14 if he's ruled out. And like I think it moves way more if he's in than if he's out.
Okay.
ADP wise, I mean, maybe this is a dumb way to look at it, but like if you draft Zion and he's out, you're in way less trouble than if you fade Zion and he's in, I think.
Draft Zion and he's out, you're in way less. Yeah, if you can get him at ADP. If you start jamming him to be overweight him in the second round, then I think you could be in big trouble. But just given the plentiful amount of swap options on a 9-gamer, I think the thesis is correct if it's at ADP.
Yeah, I mean he's still available at ADP, I think.
Okay.
I mean, depending unless like Vindy P's in your lobby or something, then you're not getting them. But like, yeah, third round Zion's easy. Like he's falling past like the 2-3 turn quite a bit.
Okay. Yeah, I like the shout, dude. Yeah, we've talked a little bit about the Zion role, like just in general, how it's been like point Zion effectively, without DeJounte, right?
Yeah, man, Zion's so goddamn good. It's just like it's so fucking classic that he's already hurt. Like just unbelievable, dude.
It's skinny Zion too. Can skinny Zion run at altitude? Many are asking.
I'm over it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about any auxiliary plays from this game. So the Zion in the third round stuff, and you'll probably still be fine with swap options. Will you play anyone else? Will you play Trey Murphy in the last round? Will you play? I don't know. We saw Fears join the line or join the starting lineup there last time out. The pool party, is the pool party ever coming back to us where he just fills it up one night? Yeah, thoughts on anything auxiliary on the Pelicans?
Yeah, man. I don't think anybody's going to be getting to Trey Murphy because, well, he's 33.5 ADP. I'm gonna use Trey Murphy as a swap if Zion doesn't play.
Okay.
Otherwise, like I don't want to get ahead of Trey Murphy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably swap to him if Zion doesn't play. I'll fall for it again, even though the spread's gonna be massive. But yeah, we'll see. Not drafting him a ton though.
Okay. And then on let's just call it the Joker side here with the Nuggets here, we have Jamal, who's got like a decent ADP there in the top 10. And then we got Aaron Gordon, who knocked down all those threes on opening night and then returned back to being Aaron Gordon. Since then, yeah, just kind of thoughts on the ceiling potential of no Cam Johnson and then those auxiliary pieces.
Well, I'm not really drafting anybody other than Joker because Jamal Murray is just like way too expensive.
I agree with you.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why is that happening?
It wasn't for me. Yeah.
Why is that happening? Jamal Murray does. Why are we taking Jamal Murray ahead of John Morant, who we will get to in a second? And by we, I mean ADP. I think his ADP is actually like moved like in the wrong direction. Maybe it hasn't, but I can't believe he isn't. I'm just baffled by this Jamal Murray ADP. I might have a flat 0.
Yeah. I mean, counterpoint from our guy Mike is he's been awesome to start the season. Yeah, he's shaking the narratives there because the whole Jamal stuff was that he can't play in October. He was a slow ramp up guy. He's the Kyle Schwarber of the NBA here.
I mean,
to your point, Nez. To your point. players I would rather play than Jamal this evening who are behind him or around him is like
How much time do
Booker
you
for
got?
sure, Ja for sure, Giddy, Trey, Zion. Like I'd rather play all those guys than Jamal.
You would take Jamal over Paulo Banchero?
Nope. I'd play Paulo over him. There's another one. Yeah, I think I'd play like most of these guys over Jamal. Let's just rank it right now. Where do you rank Jamal? You're about to run 15 autos. Where are you ranking Jamal?
Where does this say? Like 19?
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
all the names you have ahead of
get it.
him, plus Vooch, Laurie, Sabonis, Giddy, like I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna be a dead man at the end of the night. Who knows? But like, I'm sure as fuck not taking Jamal Murray like in the second round, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I feel similarly. This interesting one from TKH here that just like to pair the game stack at the with a Joker team. Like we've talked about like certain teammates cannibalize and certain teammates lift. Joker's definitely one of the lift variety. Like you could see like a 15 assist game tonight or something like that. Yeah, interesting thesis to do that. Or to play like Aaron Gordon in the last round. So play like Joker plus Zion and then play Aaron Gordon in the last game in the at 36.
yeah. Some Jamal Murray stats: shooting 43% from three.
Sustainable.
Absurd. 53% from the field.
What's a true shooting? You got a true shooting?
No, I don't look at that nerd shit.
It's fucking nerds and the true shooting. I just want to know if it went in the basket or not, bro.
He's a career 46% field goal percentage shooter, 53% right now. Career
Yep.
38% three-point shooter, 43% right now.
Yep.
Everything he's running super high. He's averaging 30 a game. Do I need to explain that that's above his average? Like,
yeah. This is the interesting one though. Like the Lowry versus Blazers tough D. I think the kickback on this is what you make up for like in quote unquote tough D is pace, right? Like the Nuggets aren't playing fast right now. The Pelicans play damn near Thunder level. I mean, I keep using the Thunder as scapegoats. They're probably only like 25th in the league in pace or something like that. They're probably not even like bottom of the barrel. But like it's just it is interesting that like the thesis of like the Jamal and Lowry plays are the same, where it's like they're playing well and they're playing well recently, and we're box score watching and we could tell ourselves a story. So it's interesting, like the Jamal versus Lowry debate, because the models are going to hate both at their current ADPs, and it's going to lead you to a 100% fade if you just drag and drop the CSV from ETR or unabated or whatever, right?
I mean, I'm totally like take defending here, but I think the difference with Jamal and Laurie is like Jamal is like, I mean, they're both playing over their heads, but like I don't expect Laurie to put up 70 fucking points fantasy wise again,
yeah.
but like
Yeah.
the Laurie take is that like there's just a philosophical difference that they told us was taking place in Utah, and it has.
Okay.
That's
I guess
my defense.
the philosophical sell point. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't believe any of this shit. But the philosophical difference for Jamal would be that he worked all summer to ensure that he was ready to shake the October narratives of being like ready to go right.
Every other season, he was totally shocked that the season was starting in October.
Dude, he's Canadian, man. He's just up here playing golf, sucking cold ones in the off season. I'd say, just a couple Bud Heavies for the kid, I know
Jamal Murray is like a famously hard worker. That's his whole story, is that he was like military trained like in high school. Oh, that's great.
Oh shit. All right, dude. Two more on the slate here. I guess I could ask you: is anyone else like? Will you have Aaron Gordon tonight?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's do T Wolves and Lakers here. Nez, this one without Ant Edwards for a couple weeks here, and without Luca. This is the second of the nationally televised games here. This is in Minnesota. This is a 224 and a half with 7 going to the T Wolves. I put Reeves on the cover just because I thought he was an interesting talking point, mainly to have the Reeves versus AD debate, but it kind of looks like Reeves is cementing himself as like the second through fourth pick off the board in every single draft. Outside of Austin Reeves, who has been nothing short of incredible to start the year here, is there any other player you want to play? Maybe like last round Aiton?
Yeah, I like Aiton, but Hayes is back, and that sort of hurts. Kind of, sort of. I mean, like the reason Aiton was like a play in the last couple slates is because Hayes wasn't there. A
Yeah,
couple minutes cutting into him, nothing crazy.
sure.
Yeah, Reeves is my 3, not my 2. I don't think I'll ever put him at 2. I don't, just no matter what. I just don't think I will ever take him over Anthony Davis tonight. This is an interesting game though, from like the Minnesota side. I think like enough really said about Lakers. It's Austin Reeves at ADP 2. It's too high. ADP 3, fine. Aiton, scrollable. Sure. I think the Minnesota side is like way more interesting.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, like, I want to get excited about anything other than Reeves, but like the usage stuff has just been like 36, 37% without Luca. It's been insane. Like, it's just all been Reeves, and he plays so many effing minutes that it's like, I even though I see Gabe Vincent's out, Marcus Smart's out, Maxi Kleber's out, LeBron's out, as you said, Jackson Hayes is now in, who will cut a little bit into that 8 and stuff, and then Luca's out. Like, there's no one else on this roster that like, you know, Rui is the Bam of power forwards, where he's like, he's just going to give you 25 fantasy points. There's nothing to get excited about. Connect played a little bit more. Laravia started, but they're just like not like fun fantasy ceiling output guys.
No, yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing here for us.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Minnesota. Yes, that is what I'm referring to there, GA. And let's push on here, dude. Julius Randle has a high ADP of 6 here. He's kind of in the same camp as like Randall, Lowry, and Jamal, of like guys whose ADPs are higher on the site than other models will project them for the remainder of the day. So what you're going to see is them falling in rooms and encapsulating some unique combinations. Randall will probably fall like, 7, 6, 8 area based on other people doing combos and stuff like that. And then the auxiliary guys, man, like it was Dante Chalk Knight on Redacted a couple slates ago. Nas Reed in capital letters out here. Rudy, we still haven't seen the scoring ceiling. What do you think here, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I think Randall is a good pick. Sure. Like you said, models will say he's too expensive, but like he looks great against the Lakers here. I'm gonna have a lot of them.
Okay.
For sure. I think I've got him ranked like 8. Kind of somewhat respecting ADP and the fact that his difference in projection from the guys ahead of him is really not that much of the guys that I do think are worthy of it. The one guy that I'm taking a lot of, dude, is Jaden McDaniels.
Woo, good you dub boy.
Just, it's like inevitable that when Ant is out, like McDaniels just like steps up, dude.
We saw it in the postseason.
It just did it last game, right? How many fantasy points is there?
40.
Dude, he just steps up, and this is via Claude, some AI search. So I didn't fact check it. Okay. But the last 5 games without Anthony Edwards dates back to last season, obviously. McDaniels was averaging 21, 9, and 3. Pretty nice, dude. Pretty nice. Those are good. Those are good numbers. Those are good numbers.
Yeah,
he's not being drafted. This is an easy spot for Jaden McDaniels, man. This is an easy spot for him. He's gonna play 35 minutes, dude. Like,
yeah, you're opening my third eye here too. Like the minutes are really safe. He's always the guy who plays the second or first most amount of minutes on his own team. The three balls there, the catch and shoots there, the lack of distributing and handling is like kind of like the one hole you can poke in it, is that like there's somebody else on the floor who's always kind of like lead handler when he's out there. But like, yeah, as a scroll in the 6th round in kind of like not the best total in the world, but good implied team total spot, plus the stuff you cited with no Ant. Yeah, you're getting me excited here.
Yeah, I'm doing it, man. The 6th round is so deep that like I'll take a unowned scroll to Jaden McDaniels.
Okay.
For sure here. Again, to this Lakers team, they're already like weak defensively when everybody's there. But like they get some more buy-in whenever like Braun's there because they need to step up for Braun. But like this Lakers team sucks, man. This current Lakers team,
yeah,
they just gave up last slate. It was hilarious. The game was like not out of reach. They just gave up. Like this team's got problems, man. Jaden McDaniels night, I'm ready for it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting counter here. Like, does Reeves give him fits and foul troubles, like that sort of deal, where it's like he is the on ball, he is that primo defender for them, where he plays both sides of the court. Like, low key, poor man's Dyson Daniel-esque in that regard, where it's like, how high is his offensive ceiling on a night to night basis when his defensive assignment is usually so strong? So like that's like the counter there. But yeah, I like where your head's at, dude. I'm gonna scroll to it now that you sold me this pen kind of thing. Any love for Dante, Rudy, or Naz Reid? Like, we love Naz Reid from a rates perspective, but if he's playing off the bench, it's probably only 25 to 27, and that can amount you to 35 fantasy points in a good matchup or a good spot, and maybe it expands a little bit from there. If he's running hot and they let him stay out there for like 32 or something, but just middle band projection, you're not going to get there. It's all right tail outcome stuff.
Yeah, Dante can heat up and like be awesome, but like sure. I'm not playing it, but like he's gonna have a lot of minutes at his disposal tonight for sure. But I'm not playing it. I don't think you're totally allowed to. I don't think it's a crazy scroll. There's so many options late, man. I think Dante's totally fine here against the Lakers.
Okay. If there's no Jalen Clark tonight, does that change anything rotationally for you in terms of like minutes outputs for these guys?
I'm not sure. What do you think?
I don't.
It doesn't look like it's going to be right now. It doesn't look like it'll be that big of a deal.
No, it doesn't. I'm looking back at the Pacers game here. 15 minutes. They had he's kind of like ninth man. I mean, maybe that's like Terrence Shannon or Bose Highland music off the bench, but neither relevant to our player pool. Yeah, I don't think there's any direct impact for the starter guys there.
Okay.
All right, dude. Last game of the slate. We've made it here to the 9th game. The latest West Coast late night hammer here. We got Suns and Grizz here. The highest total on the slate in the late night hammer, 241.5 with a tight spread, 2 by way of the Grizz. Man, my eyeballs were gravitating to this one in a big way early on there. I thought Ja was too low. I thought Booker was too low. I was jamming it, and JJJ is always in my player pool, but problem is, Nez, there's kind of only 3 playable pieces in terms of our game from this game. Is there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting anybody other than Booker on the Suns.
Yeah.
Not getting anybody other than John and Triple J on the other side.
Yeah, the one that you could twist my arm into is if we've seen the Mark Williams ramp up and like they play a bit bigger and they allow Mark Williams to stay out there for 30. Like he's just good from a rates
That's
perspective.
true.
Yeah, so like Mark Williams in the last round. I want to get really excited about Cedric Coward. We've talked about it on the show a couple times. We both think he's a fucking freak and he can hoop the hell out of a basketball game. But if the minutes are going to be in that like 25 range, it's really hard to sell yourself on, even though it's the highest total on the slate. It's really hard to sell yourself on like 22, 23, 25 minutes, even if it's a smash spot. But he can definitely explode. One of these nights, he's going to break a slate this year. He's going to break maybe multiple slates this year. But just given the fact that we only have 6 roster spots to work with, it's kind of tough.
Yeah, I'm not drafting Coward here, but you're totally right. And I mean, like, if I was drafting Coward, like, it would be against the Suns. It's just too big of a slate. Yeah, so like Jaw, awesome pick. Like, I like him ahead of ADP. I like Booker in the first round. The biggest thing is like Triple J, and like, what do we get out of him? But like, this certainly feels like this could be like a huge game for him. But he's kind of in that Bam category of like, come on, dude, like give us something. And
right.
he hasn't.
Yeah, poke it with the stick.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking annoying. But I'm gonna draft some Triple J for sure because of like the ceiling is just too much to ignore at that ADP. And then you talk about Mark Williams as well. Are we gonna get some comments on Mark Williams? Because did he play? That game? Did he? I need like a popcorn machine. Did he play overtime?
He played all of overtime, which stretched it to 30. So he still hasn't started. They go with like the Royce, Oso, Dunn, Allen, and Booker, I believe, is what they've been running out there. And then Mark's first man up, and they run like really tight at the 5, and then he plays like 20, 25, and they kind of save him in parentheses for the closing lineup. Now, it was interesting that when I was looking at it earlier, they were playing Utah, right? And that's like a spot where you would use Mark against Kessler, especially to close.
Yeah, and do you require that against the Grizzlies?
Probably not as much. Like if Edie was in there, I would say yes. Like if Edie was playing this evening, I would say, yeah, that's the matchup. That's what you want.
Because none of these guys are traditional bigs.
Right. Jock Landell revenge game.
There you go. That's as good as it gets.
Jock Landell 18-minute revenge game. Let's get it, baby.
Did you watch the Grizz Warriors game the other night?
No, I was playing hockey. I missed that one.
It was cool. They threw in the Spencer brothers together against each other at the end of the game.
I saw the highlight. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. That was good. That was just good, clean fun.
Yeah, just a good touching tribute. Nice moment there. Like, hey, play one isolated possession while everybody else is standing to like let the clock run out.
The little 1v1 against the bro. Yeah. That was cool. I actually did enjoy that. Usually.
Yeah, I do really like that. Yeah, man, I'm kind of with you, man. I'm kind of getting talked off the Mark Williams box score watching too. I mean, if we're not going to know because we're not going to get a starting lineup prior to tip here because it's the late window game here. If I knew Mark Williams was starting this evening and they were like, yeah, we plan to run Mark like 25 plus or whatever, like, they're never going to come out and say that. But like, then I'd get excited about maybe playing a little bit, just highest total game on the slate, decent spot for him. Like we know what he can do from a rate standpoint as long as he stays out of foul trouble and stays healthy. But yeah, I don't know. Would you rather play Mark Williams or Jalen Duren tonight?
Yeah.
One's into ownership and one's not.
Yeah. I think Duren for the EV of my lineups being greater.
Yeah.
I worry about the Mark Williams floor, but like, man, if I was promised 30 minutes of Mark Williams,
Right.
every time. Every time.
Dave said he hammered the Mark Williams 12.5 points.
Dave knows.
Dave knows ball. Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting to just see what they do from a rotational standpoint here. I want to get excited though. I mean, we've just been marked
I'm waiting
up.
for it.
Yeah. Dude's such a fucking dog. I love that guy. I actually like watching him play too. And I don't think a lot of people would say that about Mark Williams, but I like watching him play. Yeah. We've psyops them into thinking that to forget that we're so far down the rabbit hole now that Peyton Pritchard is simply going to break the slate.
Are you going to draft Peyton Pritchard?
No. I will not draft Peyton Pritchard this evening. All right, Nez, let's hop in. Fun slate.
It is. There's a lot of nuance involved, man. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be tough to auto this slate. You're going to have to do it in small chunks, I think, if you want to. I don't think it's smart to be like so concentrated in the last round.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike's saying that Zakarian's been high on Mark Williams for like 3 seasons. Oh yeah. He was the guy who like came in and was like pounding the table in the very first best ball stream for basketball we ever did with him. And he was like, let's get marked up, baby. It's marked up time. This is about the time I started thinking about marked up.
Does he have a drop for marked up on his
Actually, I don't know. Channel? On the Vits. I
don't think so.
I don't know. If you guys did not see though, shout out to Zakarian, man. He had that opening day marathon stream, and he had a dude roll through who was so effing funny, talking totally serious about ref fantasy. And he clipped that just bit and put it on the NBA Bit channel on its like own accord, so you can go back and rewatch it.
Okay.
Take the 10 minutes of that clip and go watch it. It was so funny. I'm not gonna spoil it, but this guy, like, he comes on and he's like pretending to be on the phone. Plus, he's like looking over his shoulder like he's in a place that he doesn't belong. And he's like, I'm at crypto.com right now. He's like, I'm not supposed to be in this. I just found an empty meeting room. And like, that's how it starts. And then he pitches ref fantasy. It's very good.
All right, I got to watch that.
Yeah, it's very
I didn't
good.
see that.
Yeah. All right, guys, here we go. Lowry goes at 8 in this draft. Interesting stuff. There you see the little Booker push up to 7. Siakam still hovering at ADP there. Randall goes where Nez likes Randall. Paolo goes.
Lowry pick, bro. We got some Chads in here.
All right, dude. So we get Jamal to fall back here if we want it. I don't particularly want it. I'd have no combos of it, as you could see on the solver. I kind of just like jamming Ja and Trey here, but I'll hear anything out.
Let's take Ja.
Okay.
And then double up your combo there after you take them.
Yep, and we'll see
what
we're working with.
Yeah.
Doubling up the combo here. I've done it 50% of the time with Trey, 50% of the time with Giddey, and apparently with Walker Kessler. Oh no, Walker Kessler coming back in the other round. Yeah. Jamal, Giddey, Trey, or Zion.
Let's do Giddey.
Giddey it is. Cover boy, exciting whites. Giddey learn ball. PJ Smash. I guess this is one that we haven't talked about. PJ Smash, if AD randomly sits, we are talking about an AD probable tag. We are not talking about AD full in, and we did talk about the G Leaguer shell of a franchise that they are going against this evening. there is some low-key Windhurst leave the light on that they find an AD rest spot here, but they are very, very thin for size right now. So I am not anticipating it, but like if you somehow got like Lively and Gafford from doubtful and got them up or something like that, I think Lively and Gafford are hurt and they're both not playing this evening, and they need the AD size, even if it is a cushy spot, like to potentially rest, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just hope that he plays.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just answering the question and putting it on the radar with the probable tag. You know, it's within the range of outcomes. I understand why people would think that way. I am slowly like maybe we'll have the conversation in half a second after we make a pick here, but like, you know, is PJ worth a last round shout there?
I think he's in that range, right? Yeah. I mean, for sure. It's a very wide range, man.
We got 100% Drew with this combo in the past, so we're probably going to pass on that. No Franz yet with that, so I'd throw my hat in the ring for Franz for one of these picks.
Yeah, let's take Franz.
You like Derek White this evening? ETR projection would
Derek
be
White's
highest.
fine.
Yeah, ETR projection would be highest on Derek White next. If we want to do something crazy.
Yeah, like at this point, man, look at these players. There's just like not a ton of difference between a lot of these guys, dude.
It is, to your point, Nez, if everybody's going to fall in these combos of like ADP, kind of like our team has it right now, it is a very interesting 2 6th rounders starting in the 5th round night.
I fully agree.
Like the cutoff in terms of like band of projection is kind of at Derek White / Franz. And then you see like Vindy P pulling up Cam Thomas, which is like the ETR stamp of approval. You see
Vindy
Jace
P probably has like 100 fucking teams that look just like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Zion at 15, Thomas there, hope Zion plays, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised he IK'd beat Zion to the 3rd round.
To push it that far?
Yeah, normally he just doesn't make any edits. It's just like what ETR says goes, and that's what he does.
Yeah, not a terrible strategy.
It's worked in the past for him.
Yep.
I like
this stuff
this.
Be out in
I was just gonna say this 6-hole drafter. I like what they're cooking.
Yeah, a little. What do we got? We got Booker. We got Randall, Jalen Johnson, Denny Avdia, PJ Washington, and Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
So PJ Washington for the scroll there. We see a full Utah onslaught here.
Dude.
Lowry, Kessler, Keynote.
Who's top of ADP?
DeMar DeRozan is top of ADP. And he took DeMar DeRozan. Rudy Gobert for the scroll for Michael. Pairs it up with Trey Murphy playing the increased usage role if Zion sits. There's your Michael Porter Jr., Vindy P auto draft jam, the chalk plays. Ayton with Reeves. That might be an interesting combo one to talk about. Cooper Flag feels like a good scroll here. Nez. Shaden Sharp feels like a good scroll here. Desmond Bain would feel better if we didn't have Franz.
I like Flag.
Nas Reed in capital letters.
I think the Flag pick's good.
All right, let's do the Flag. I mean, the Flag stuff could age super, super well. if you did get that little AD downgrade or whatever. Like this does feel like the play it before you see it softest landing spot in the world for Cooper Flag to nuke, does it not?
I mean, that's what I'm kind of thinking about.
Yeah, like ceiling outcomes available in the last round. Like, damn, he's got to just smash one of these days with those minutes and with the situation. Have you watched a good amount of them yet? Let's rip one more.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, just mostly box score watching Flag for now. Because I don't think I get Mavericks games here, and if I do, I'm usually busy, too busy to watch.
Oh, that's right. Local television blackout for your local market. That's effed up.
Yeah.
That's a very archaic setup where like the local teams blacked out in the community.
Yeah, many such cases.
Yeah. Have you seen the flag national anthem stuff the Mavs fans do? No. I have not.
So they probably shout flag when they say the word flag. That our flag was still.
Right. Okay. Not bad. Not bad.
I like
They
it.
do the same thing for the Stars, right? Stars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They do the Stars even no matter what Dallas team is playing. They do it at the Rangers games. They do it at the Mavericks games.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
I hope they do flag now too.
They should.
Yeah. Like doing red was like a classic. Like so many teams do red.
Red?
Yeah. In the anthem, and then like your team colors red and they yell red. Kind of like a college thing.
That's dumb. I'm sorry, that's dumb. Never.
Stars and flags are great, but Nez has to draw the line at red.
There's a color. It's in our team colors. Like, it's dumb, dude.
Oh, good shit. Good shit. We'll get the combo tracker back out here. Actually, I probably should have resynced my exposure stuff right now, seeing as though we've run 3 now. Yeah, Golden Knights still do it. That's good. They even do Stars at Harlem Globetrotter games. That's good. Good, clean fun. Yeah, this is an interesting one, man. I've been thinking about this a lot. Okay, let's make this pick here. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of Cade over this grouping based on my exposures right now. Are you going to sell me this pen on something other than Cade?
No, it's fine.
You want to flip the fucking board and have some fun?
Yeah, do that.
All right. First round Ja Morant. Let's go. Highest total on the slate. Fucking Ja night.
Be still. My beating heart.
Let's build.
You have to do it twice, right?
Let's build some teams that nobody else is building.
You can't just take, you got to do another.
Oh,
another.
Buddy.
I don't know why I'm explaining your own bit to you, but just making sure that you don't get excited when you see Cade, okay, or Siakam.
This is an interesting take. Like being overweight Naismith, and he's always going to have Naismith has to fill it up from 3. I mean, he does a lot in like different categories. I think people are a little bit Naismith pilled from like a ceiling perspective based on what he did in like one postseason game last year. Like that's not really who Aaron Naismith is, but I get it.
I don't even want to talk about that game, dude.
Yeah, I remember actually now that I brought it up. Giddey or Trey?
Trey. Like, let's really do this.
No, you know what, Nez? I agree with you from like a 1v1. Trey sometimes falls back to the right side. Giddey never does, so we're doing Giddey.
Okay, that's very astute.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick doesn't want to talk about that game either.
Oh my god, that was one of the worst nights ever.
Ever.
ever, dude. You just don't get that close to the finish line and then like have that happen and then get $10,000 like ripped from your fucking.
Shady Cat 86 sings the anthem at the highest volume possible and screams the word flag. Cooper Flag, 9th overall in this draft.
I think you inspired him. Or maybe he's showing off.
He is flexing out here. He goes like, look what Jon does. I'm going to do it 10 times better. Newbie's got his sniper rifle ready after that.
Dude, who's the 101 about to get? Because there is some ADP value out the ass for him. Is there not? Because pull up the queue. Who the hell is available here? This is crazy.
People are going crazy in this draft. He could have put Mobley. He could have put Mobley, Randall, Jamal together. Everybody's just fucking making the best plays out here, Nez. They say ADP, artificial construct. Don't give a shit, buddy. We got our ranks, baby.
This draft in the UD Numi headquarters is like glowing red. It's like radiating. We have to remove this from the pool. It's too unique. It's too crazy. We can't have this. We can't have people thinking outside the box.
Yeah. The best plays. Exactly, GA. The best plays. These nerds out here. Jamal still falling like a rock out here.
Holy shit.
Who's our dream setup with this team?
I don't know. We can do whatever we want now.
Unfortunately, email loading. That's very good. Very good, Sanjay Rich.
About your...
I think Zion was the dream. I'm kind of sad that Zion went. If we had got 3rd round Zion on this team, it would have felt pretty good.
We'll get Trey, right?
Jamal goes there. Yeah, we get Trey to come all the way back. You could do Mitchell as well, but Mitchell will be paired on the right side of the board more. I like Trey more than Donovan Mitchell tonight, too, just in a vacuum.
Nice, man. What a beauty.
Yeah. Donovan, honestly, yeah, Trey tonight. Trey night, man. I think we talked ourselves into Mitchell or Mobley over Mitchell tonight, and I've talked myself into Trey night.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Mavis is just out here cooking up a unique one. Just soaking up all that ADP value. Jalen or Denny? Jalen.
Jalen.
Yeah. Yeah. You think Jalen's actually playing through it with the hamstring right now? Like, you think he's actually like hurt and he's like battling because the team's so thin and whatever? Or do you think this is like injury management? Like, he was practicing full, like there's nothing to really worry about here. He hasn't retweaked it.
I'm sure he's probably holding back a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
like just ever so slightly.
Okay. All right.
Hard to know. Hard to know, really, because his minutes have been there, and he had one good game.
Mm-hmm.
Keynote.
Right. Yellow keynote sighting there. Celtics don't have anyone who can guard Donovan. It's true. I've just watched so much Donovan Mitchell be passive this year. He had like the one game where he was like downhill attack early. It just kind of feels like on a night like this, like he doesn't go like, I mean, I don't know, maybe nationally televised, whatever. Like maybe this is like a Spida night and he literally lets everyone know.
Not a bad spot for him.
No, not at all. Guys, we got almost 400 of us hanging out. Appreciate you guys being here. Hit the old like, subscribe, notification, all that fun stuff here. This is Jaren Jackson Jr. for me, but I don't know if it pairs that well with Ja. But I kind of want to do it anyways.
Yeah, we do. He's in the first round. Yeah, it would be like. I think it's just Joe. I think it's just Jaren Jackson Jr. I don't know, man, or Drew.
Yeah, I don't really like anybody else more.
And then from here,
I need to learn Josh enough. I think I know who I want. Or I know who the models want.
Yeah. Is that who you want?
Kinda. Cam Thomas goes. Like, that's who the models would want. The models also would like Porter Jr. Dude, I want to take Shaden.
I like Shaden.
Like, I just think the usage has to get there. The shot has to start falling. And, like, I just think he's a fucking freak. And I want to bet on dudes who are athletic as hell.
He's definitely athletic as hell. If we were drafting for Vert, he'd be the 101.
Yeah. Drafted for Vert out here. All right, fun team. We flip the board. We get Trey to still come back to us. We make a very nice, cromulent-looking team here where John Morant, Josh Giddey, who normally doesn't come to this side, Trey. I mean, we kind of 1v1 ourselves versus the previous team where it's Giddey versus Joker, but you make up for it by having the uniqueness of Jalen and JJJ with this combo.
Like, no one's going to have this this combo that you've got.
Right. And this is the hard part about basketball is when you flip the board on like a pretty ambiguous middle 2/3 round tier this evening. When you flip the board with that, you're effectively just making worse Joker combos. So we're playing a 1v1 of Giddey versus Joker right now with that 3-man because the previous one that we just built was Giddey, Ja, and Joker, or Giddey. Yeah, it was Giddey, Ja, and Joker. So we're playing Trey versus Joker, but you make up for it with like the other stuff.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It really is just like, what if Joker fails? I mean, I don't know. What if your 6th-round pick is better than the other Joker's 6th-round picks? Like,
sure, yeah.
Dude, Max Christie's a fucking pick right there. Holy shit.
This guy's cooking, man. He's a Mavs fan. 3 Mavs on this one. Flag, PJ, and Christie. Let's go. Max Christie, he's going to make 5 threes tonight against that putrid Pacers team. Pace-up environment. This guy's playing AD. He took the AD out this evening narrative to heart, and he just jammed it.
Yeah, he did.
Fuck yeah. Fun stuff there, Nez. Guys, go check out the solver there. This combinatorial tool is incredible. You guys could see, click around with it. We did the full walkthrough of it earlier there. I showed you guys how to sync it, how to set it up, that sort of deal. So go check them out. Had some big time success on the platform by smarter people than me with that. It works in tandem with the projections on the site. It works in tandem with the ETR projections, all that good stuff. Yeah. Damn, just got the email. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. That would be insane. I would actually be kind of mad because I didn't even think this was bad.
It's gonna live.
Yeah, this is not bad at all. That would have been so funny though. Nez, any parting words for the people, man? We'll be back tomorrow. I put it up tomorrow. I've made the executive decision that is not a paywall show tomorrow. We're celebrating with all tomorrow, Nez. So we will maybe do a double dip on Friday or something like that. But tomorrow is going to be 4 games of hoop and 2 games of Thursday night football. Or sorry, 2 games of a Thursday night times whatever slate.
We got it. All good.
Yeah.
All good. We'll get a no strip, I think, on Friday.
Right on.
So we'll get the members some good shit.
Yeah, No, absolutely. Is Friday at cause Brett Boy Ed said, don't you fucking dare. Don't do it. That was a totally clean draft. There was nothing wrong with that draft. That guy wanted to get some Mavericks on his team, and I wanted to flip the board. Nobody even got a crazy combo out of here. Like, there's no team that was created that it's like, oh my God, that's such a good team. Like, even Dat Mavis's team, I'm like, dude, my team's better. I cooked. Costume show on Friday. GA, you've been around here long enough to know that old John Boy ain't doing no costumes unless it's for the kids. And you guys are not the kids out here. The only reason I'm doing costumes is nephews and children and that sort of thing. There's no costumes on the show. Absolutely not.
I'm going to dress up as John.
Wow, dude. Downgrading?
It's a big old dunce cap on my head. Just
nice. Yeah. Money flying out of his ears. Scroll.
Got to reset me.
Holy shit. Good, clean fun. Yeah. All right. We're going to have at least 3 more shows this week for you guys. So stay tuned. Back tomorrow. Best of luck tonight in the hoop stuff. Really fun slate. Good baseball game on tap as well. Going to be watching some World Series action this evening on behalf of Nez and myself. Everybody's favorite time of the show. Again. Peace.